Success is the most sophisticated form of self-sabotage we've ever invented. We chase it like starving dogs, wear it like armor, display it like a trophy. And all the while, it's silently killing the warrior inside us, replacing our wild dreams with domesticated ambitions, our raw authenticity with Polish pretense. The boy desperately seeks success to prove his worth. The man understands that true success isn't about proving anything. It's about expressing everything. Every time you chose safety over growth, comfort over challenge, approval over authenticity, you weren't succeeding, you were surrendering. The first breath you took was a declaration of independence. That moment held in your mother's arms, you were complete, whole, unlimited. No one had yet told you what you couldn't do. No one had drawn lines around your potential. No one had convinced you to play small. What happened to that child? Where did that pure, unbridled spirit go? You're sitting here today because something deep inside you knows. It's time. Time to shed the comfortable chains of your own making. Time to stop being the person others expect you to be and become who you were meant to be. Look at your hands for a moment. These same hands once reached for the stars without doubt, without fear. These same hands built castles in the sand, painted masterpieces that only a child's heart could imagine, and reached out to others without hesitation or judgment. When did we start pulling these hands back? When did we start crossing them in front of our chest, creating barriers between ourselves and our dreams? We call it growing up. But what if what we call growing up is actually growing small? What if every time we said, I can't, I shouldn't, what will others think? We weren't protecting ourselves, but imprisoning ourselves. I've walked into rooms just like this across every corner of this earth, and I've seen the same look in thousands of eyes. It's a look that says, I know there's more. I know I'm capable of more, but something's holding me back. That something isn't what you think it is. It's not your past. It's not your circumstances. It's not your education or your bank account or your relationships. It's the boy who learned to play it safe. The boy who learned that coloring inside the lines gets approval. The boy who learned that dreams are nice, but practicality pays the bills. The boy who learned that being ordinary is safer than being extraordinary. But here's the truth. That's going to shake you to your core. That boy served his purpose. That boy protected you when you needed protection. That boy helped you survive. And now that boy needs to step aside so the man can emerge. This isn't about killing anything. This is about transformation. Just as the caterpillar doesn't die to become the butterfly, it transforms. The same matter, the same essence, but a completely different expression of existence. Every great story of transformation begins with a death of sorts. The death of old beliefs, the death of limitations, the death of excuses. And most importantly, the death of fear disguised as practicality. Let me tell you about someone I met. He was successful by every external measure. Good job, nice house, respectable life. But every morning, he'd look in the mirror and see a stranger. He'd built a life that everyone approved of, but nobody, including himself, was inspired by. His soul was dying of malnutrition, while his body was dying of comfort. One day, he found himself sitting in his corner office, staring at a picture his child had drawn. It was a superhero, and underneath, in crayon, it said, "My dad." In that moment, something cracked open inside him. His child saw him as a superhero, but he had been living like a sidekick in his own life. That crack became a fissure, and that fissure became a canyon. And through that canyon rushed all the dreams, all the ambitions, all the wild and wonderful possibilities he'd buried under layers of sensible choices. He realized that by trying to be a responsible adult, he'd betrayed the very essence of what responsibility means, the ability to respond to life with our full being. See, there's a profound difference between being childish and being childlike. Childish is throwing tantrums when we don't get our way. Childlike is maintaining our sense of wonder, our ability to dream, our courage to try new things. The boy must give way to the man, but the man must retain the best qualities of the boy. This journey of transformation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about stripping away everything that isn't truly you. It's about having the courage to break out of the chrysalis of conformity that we've wrapped ourselves in. It's about understanding that every great achievement in human history was once considered impossible by reasonable people. When was the last time you did something that scared you? When was the last time you felt truly alive? When was the last time you acted on an inspiration without first consulting your fears? These aren't rhetorical questions. These are diagnostic tools to measure the gap between who you are and who you could be. The world doesn't need more people living lives of quiet desperation. The world needs people who have come alive. The world needs people who have found their voice, their purpose, their reason for being. The world needs you. Not the you that you've been programmed to be, but the you that you were born to be. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can continue to live as a boy, safe, comfortable, and slowly dying inside. Or you can choose to let the man emerge, powerful, purposeful, and fully alive. This choice isn't made once. It's made every day, every hour, every minute. It's made in the small moments when no one is watching. It's made in the quiet hours when you're alone with your thoughts. It's made in the challenging moments when everything in you wants to retreat to what's familiar. The transformation from boy to man isn't about age. We all know people who have lived 8 decades but never truly grown up. And we know others who seem to possess an ancient wisdom in young bodies. The transformation is about consciousness, about choice, about courage. Think about the people who have truly inspired you in your life. Were they the ones who played it safe? Were they the ones who always took the easy path? Were they the ones who let their fears make their decisions? No, they were the ones who dared. They were the ones who stepped into the arena of life with their whole hearts. They were the ones who chose growth over comfort, purpose over security, authenticity over approval. You might be thinking, but I have responsibilities. I have people depending on me. I can't just throw caution to the wind. And you're right. This isn't about being reckless. This is about being truthful. This is about aligning your outer life with your inner truth. This is about having the courage to admit that maybe, just maybe, you've been living someone else's version of your life. The boy seeks permission. The man grants himself permission. The boy waits for perfect conditions. The man creates conditions. The boy asks, what will others think? The man asks, what does my heart know? Every morning, millions of people drag themselves out of bed, already defeated before their feet touch the floor. They've accepted a life of quiet compromise, telling themselves that this is what maturity looks like. This is what responsibility demands. This is what reality requires. But reality isn't what they think it is. Reality is neutral. Reality doesn't care if you succeed or fail. Reality doesn't have an opinion about your dreams. Reality simply responds to your choices, your actions, your beliefs. The boy believes that circumstances create destiny. The man understands that responses to circumstances create destiny. This is perhaps the most profound shift that must occur in this transformation. The shift from reacting to creating, from surviving to thriving, from accepting to choosing. We've all heard the voice. You know the one I'm talking about? The voice that whispers, who do you think you are? The voice that says you're not ready? The voice that insists, play it safe? That voice isn't wisdom. That voice isn't maturity. That voice is fear wearing the mask of prudence. And it's time to see it for what it is. That voice was useful when we were young. It kept us from touching hot stoves and running into traffic. But somewhere along the way, that voice got too much power. It started applying its protective instincts, not just to physical danger, but to every form of growth, every possibility of change, every opportunity for transformation. Take a moment and think about the dreams you've buried. Not the ones you've given up on, the ones you've buried so deep you don't even let yourself think about them anymore. The ones that make your heart race when they slip past your defenses and surface in your consciousness. Those dreams aren't dead. They're seeds waiting for the courage to let them grow. The transformation from boy to man requires understanding a fundamental truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Every meaningful achievement in your life came through discomfort. Learning to walk meant falling down hundreds of times. Learning to read meant struggling with letters and sounds. Learning to love meant risking heartbreak. But somewhere along the way, we started believing that discomfort was a signal to stop rather than a signal that we're growing. We started choosing the known pain of staying the same over the unknown pain of growth. The boy runs from discomfort. The man embraces it as a teacher. Let me be clear about something. This transformation isn't about becoming hard or unfeeling. Quite the opposite. It's about becoming strong enough to be soft, strong enough to be vulnerable, strong enough to feel everything and still move. The boy wears armor to protect his wounds. The man learns to heal his wounds and help others heal. There's a power in you that's never been fully expressed. There's a voice in you that's never been fully heard. There's a gift in you that's never been fully given. And the world is poorer for it. Your unexpressed potential isn't just your personal loss. It's a loss for everyone whose life you could touch, everyone you could inspire, everyone you could... We're all connected. Your growth or stagnation affects everyone around you. When you play small, you give others permission to do the same. When you settle for less than you're capable of, you silently endorse mediocrity as an acceptable way of life. Think about the people in your life who look up to you, your children, your colleagues, your friends. What message are you sending them through your choices? Are you showing them what it looks like to live fully, to dare greatly, to pursue excellence? Or are you teaching them how to make excuses, how to settle, how to slowly give up on their dreams? The boy lives in a world of either success or happiness, either security or adventure, either responsibility or dreams. The man understands the power of and. You could be successful and fulfilled. You can be secure and growing. You could be responsible and passionate. This transformation demands that you question everything you've accepted as truth. Why do you believe what you believe? Who taught you these beliefs? Do these beliefs serve your highest good, or do they serve to keep you small and manageable? Every great advancement in human history came from someone who refused to accept the limitations others took for granted. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every evolution in human consciousness came from someone who dared to question the accepted wisdom of their... The boy seeks validation from others. The man finds validation in alignment with his truth. The boy wants the path to be clear before he starts. The man knows that the path becomes clear by walking it. The boy wants guarantees. The man understands that the only guarantee is that you'll grow through whatever happened. Your transformation isn't just about you. It's about every life you'll touch, every heart you'll inspire, every soul you'll awaken through your example. When you hold back, when you play small, when you choose safety over growth, you're not just denying yourself. You're denying the world the gift of your fullest expression. The world doesn't need more people who have abandoned their dreams in the name of being practical. The world needs more people who have found the courage to blend practicality with passion, responsibility with daring, wisdom with wonder. Every time you choose growth over comfort, truth over approval, purpose over security, you're not just transforming yourself. You're contributing to the transformation of human consciousness. Every time you choose to express rather than suppress, to create rather than conform, to dare rather than doubt, you're showing others what's possible. The boy thinks small changes don't matter. The man understands that all significant changes are the result of small choices made consistently over time. The boy wants immediate results. The man understands that meaningful transformation is a process, not a... Your life right now is the result of the choices you've made and the beliefs you've held. If you want different results, different experiences, different levels of fulfillment, you must make different choices and hold different beliefs. This isn't positive thinking. This is practical wisdom backed by every scientific understanding of how human beings grow and develop. What keeps us trapped in boyhood isn't what we think it is. We blame our circumstances, our past, our limitations, but the real prison is invisible. The real prison is the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of. The boy's stories are handed down, inherited, absorbed from others. The man's stories are chosen, created, written with conscious intent. Every morning when you wake up, you have the power to choose which stories you'll believe, which stories... Everything you believe about yourself was learned. Everything you think is impossible was taught to you. Everything you accept as your limitations was programmed into you. And what can be learned can be unlearned. What was programmed can be reprogrammed. The distance between who you are and who you could be is measured in choices, not in time. Each choice is a brick in the foundation of your transformation. Each choice is a declaration of who you are becoming. Each choice is a vote for the man or the boy. When you choose comfort over growth, you're voting for the boy. When you choose truth over approval, you're voting for the man. When you choose excuses over action, you're voting for the boy. When you choose responsibility over blame, you're voting for the man. Your life right now is the sum total of these votes. The boy sees obstacles as reasons to stop. The man sees obstacles as opportunities to grow. The boy waits for confidence before taking action. The man understands that confidence comes through action. The boy needs everything to be perfect before starting. The man starts where he is with what he has. There's a profound difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Many of us know what we should do. We know what changes we need to make. We know what habits we need to develop, but knowing isn't enough. The boy collects knowledge. The man applies knowledge. Your body knows the truth. Your body keeps the score. When you're living as the boy, safe, comfortable, and slowly dying inside, your body tells you through subtle signals. That tension in your shoulders, that knot in your stomach, that heaviness in your chest. These aren't just physical sensations. They're messages from your deeper self telling you it's time to grow. The transformation from boy to man requires developing a new relationship with pain. The boy sees all pain as bad, all discomfort as negative. The man understands there's a difference between the pain of growth and the pain of decay. One leads to expansion, the other to contraction. One leads to freedom, the other to imprisonment. Look at nature. Everything in nature is either growing or dying. There's no standing still. The same is true for us. When we choose comfort over growth, we're not maintaining our position. We're actually moving backward. The boy thinks he can stay where he is. The man knows that's impossible. The world will test your commitment to this transformation. It will present you with opportunities disguised as obstacles. It will offer you comfort disguised as wisdom. It will tempt you with the familiar when what you need is the unknown. These tests aren't punishments. They're invitations. Every challenge that comes your way is an invitation to express more of who you truly are. Every obstacle is an invitation to develop more of your potential. Every setback is an invitation to deepen your commitment to growth. The boy seeks external solutions to internal challenges. The man understands that all meaningful change begins within. The boy wants to change his circumstances without changing himself. The man understands that changed circumstances come through changed consciousness. Your thoughts are not just passive observations of reality. They're active creators of reality. The boy's thoughts are reactive based on past experiences and fears. The man's thoughts are creative based on vision and possibility. This shift in thinking is perhaps the most crucial aspect of the transformation. Consider how many of your current limitations are actually self-imposed. Consider how many of your current beliefs are actually unexamined assumptions. Consider how many of your current habits are actually unconscious choices made by the boy, not conscious choices made by the man. The boy seeks shortcuts. The man embraces the journey. The boy wants arrival. The man understands that growth is infinite, that there is no final arrival, only continuous evolution. The boy sees life as a problem to be solved. The man sees life as a mystery to be lived. Your energy flows where your attention goes. When you focus on what's wrong, what's missing, what's not working, you strengthen the boy's perspective. When you focus on what's possible, what's emerging, what's working, you strengthen the man's perspective. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about truthful thinking. The most profound truth is that you are far more capable than you've allowed yourself to believe. The boy accepts the first limitation he encounters. The man questions every limitation, testing its validity, examining its source. The transformation from boy to man requires a new relationship with time. The boy sees time as something to kill, to pass, to endure. The man sees time as the most precious resource, the raw material from which he crafts his life. The boy lives for someday. The man lives for today. Every moment is a choice point. Every interaction is an opportunity. Every challenge is an invitation. The boy misses these moments because he's lost in his thoughts about the past or his worries about the future. The man lives fully present, aware that now is the only time he has any power. Your power to transform doesn't come from your circumstances. It comes from your responses to your circumstances. The boy is a victim of circumstances. The man is a creator despite circumstances. The boy needs everything to be right before he can act. The man makes things right through his actions. This journey of transformation isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. It's about stripping away the layers of conditioning, the masks of conformity, the armor of fear that prevents your authentic self from emerging. The world doesn't need another person living down to low expectations. The world needs you to rise up to your highest possibilities. The world doesn't need another person going through the motions of living. The world needs you fully alive, fully engaged, fully expressed. There comes a moment in every person's life when they stand at the crossroads of who they've been and who they could become. That moment isn't marked by fanfare. It doesn't announce itself with trumpets and drums. It often comes in the quiet moments, in the spaces between breaths, in the stillness before dawn. The boy fears these moments of truth. The man welcomes them as opportunities for rebirth. These moments are sacred. They're the moments when you can feel the pull of your potential, the whisper of your destiny, the call to something greater than what you've known. Your soul speaks to you in these moments, not in words, but in feelings, in that restlessness that won't let you settle, in that dissatisfaction that won't let you compromise, in that longing that won't let you accept less than what you're. The boy tries to silence these feelings with distractions, with busyness, with noise. The man learns to listen, to understand, to respond. These feelings aren't your enemy. They're not trying to make you uncomfortable. They're trying to make you unstoppable. Think about the times in your life when you felt most alive. Were they the times when you played it safe? Were they the times when you chose comfort over growth? Were they the times when you let fear make your decisions? No. They were the times when you dared, when you stretched, when you pushed beyond what you thought you could do. The boy lives in the shallow waters of life, where it's safe, where he can always touch bottom. The man ventures into the deep, where real growth happens, where real discovery occurs. The boy wades in the kiddie pool of possibility. The man dives into the ocean of potential. This journey of transformation demands a new relationship with failure. The boy sees failure as final, as proof that he should stop trying. The man sees failure as feedback, as data, as information about what needs to be adjusted. The boy takes failure personally. The man takes failure professionally. Every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once a beginner. Every success story includes chapters of failure. The difference isn't in the falling. It's in the getting back up. The boy stays down, nursing his wounds, protecting himself from future falls. The man rises, learns, adjusts, and moves forward. Your past failures aren't predictions of your future. They're preparations for it. Every time you failed, you learned something. Every time you fell short, you developed something. Every time you missed the mark, you grew in some way. The boy sees only the failure. The man sees the growth opportunity. The transformation from boy to man requires a new relationship with responsibility. The boy sees responsibility as a burden, something to be avoided or minimized. The man sees responsibility as power, as the ability to respond to life with his full capacity. Take complete responsibility for your life, not partial responsibility, not most responsibility, complete responsibility. The boy makes excuses. The man makes progress. The boy blames circumstances. The man changes circumstances. The boy waits for rescue. The man becomes his own rescuer. Your life is speaking to you right now. Through your relationships, through your work, through your health, through your finances. Every area of your life is giving you feedback about your current level of consciousness. The boy ignores this feedback. The man seeks to understand and respond to it. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions. The boy asks disempowering questions. Why me? What's wrong? Who's to blame? The man asks empowering questions. What's possible? What can I learn? How can I grow? Your questions create your focus, and your focus creates your reality. When you ask better questions, you get better answers. When you get better answers, you make better decisions. When you make better decisions, you create better results. The boy seeks motivation from outside himself. The man finds motivation in his commitment to growth. The boy needs constant encouragement. The man encourages himself through his choices and actions. The boy relies on willpower. The man relies on wisdom. Willpower is finite. It's a limited resource that gets depleted. That's why relying on willpower alone never creates lasting change. The man understands this. He creates systems. He builds habits. He designs his environment to support his growth rather than relying solely on his willpower to overcome a growth-resistant environment. Your environment will either support your growth or suppress it. The boy accepts his environment as it is. The man shapes his environment to serve his growth. This includes your physical environment, your social environment, your mental environment, and your spiritual environment. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Their lives are a preview of your future. The boy accepts whatever companionship is convenient. The man chooses his associations based on who he's becoming, not just who he's been. The transformation from boy to man requires a new relationship with comfort. Comfort is not your friend. Comfort is not your ally. Comfort is the enemy of growth. The boy seeks comfort. The man seeks growth. The boy wants easy. The man wants worthy. Your comfort zone is not really comfortable. It's just familiar. And familiar pain is often chosen over unfamiliar possibility. The boy stays in familiar pain. The man steps into unfamiliar possibility. The boy accepts the known limitations of comfort. The man explores the unknown potential of growth. This journey demands courage. Not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite fear. The boy waits for fear to go away before acting. The man acts while feeling fear, understanding that fear and growth are often companions. Your fears are not stop signs, so they're guidelines. They show you where your growth edge is. They point to what's important to you. The boy sees fear as a wall. The man sees fear as a door. The boy lets fear stop him. The man lets fear guide him. The transformation from boy to man requires a new relationship with time. The boy sees time as infinite, something to be spent carelessly. The man sees time as finite, precious, something to be invested wisely. The boy kills time. The man makes time alive with purpose. Your time is your life in its most concrete form. How you spend your time is how you spend your life. The boy spends time. The man invests time. The boy lets time slip away. The man makes time count. The boy lives for someday. The man lives for today.